A wonderful Wednesday night for baseball. Game 2 of a KCL doubleheader between the top-ranked Bobcats and the second-place Ground Sloths. Oliver, the Ground Sloths have the opportunity to go back to 500 tonight with a win over the Bobcats.
Especially an important game for the Ground Sloths, with the Prairie Flamingos just picked up a massive 17-0. You heard that right, 17-0 if you're watching that contest just a bit ago. Win against the Blue Caps. So Flamingos trying to come back on and make their way into second place. Ground Sloths, a big opportunity to try and tack on another win, extend that gap.
A look at your KCL standing. The Mingos jump over the Blue Caps, a leapfrogging 17-0 slaughter. Blue Caps sit in last place with a negative 58 run differential. Mingos sitting at 8-11-1. They're in third place. The Ground Sloths 8-9-1. And the Bobcats, even with a loss last night to the Flamingos, still take the pole position. They're the home team tonight, 8-1 when they make up this home Corn Belters dugout on the first base side, hoping to extend that with a victory over the Ground Sloths.
Ground Sloths, talk about the Bobcats all season long, how good they've been at the plate in the field. The premier team, maybe you could say, in this KCL league, but the Ground Sloths, they've held their own against the Bobcats this summer, 2-1 in the 3 games they've played. Bobcats did take the most recent contest, but still, Ground Sloths have the series lead currently.
And as it's been all week, it's fairly hot day. We're certainly feeling it up here in the press box. 87 degrees, only accentuated by the turf field here at the Corn Crib. Let's meet your 2 lineups. The Bobcats lineup tonight, the home team, starting things off. Right fielder Braden Main got the day off. He'll slot into the first spot. Caleb Hackman playing center field, hitting second. He comes back. And a trio all return tonight. Drew Stevens hitting third, playing first base. Max Willie left field, hitting cleanup. Sam Mitri, the designated hitter tonight, hitting fifth. Anthony Gura hitting sixth, playing shortstop. Jake Zimmerman caught last night. He'll play second base tonight, hitting seventh. Wyatt Roof hitting 8 and catching. Lawson Schickel rounds out the order. He'll play third base. Starting pitcher tonight for the Bobcats is Braden Deverman.
For the Ground Sloths, Alex, only 3 returners from last night's defeat. Joe Clark leads things off, playing in center field, followed by Leighton Gerdes over at third, makes his 10th start of the summer, one of those guys who played yesterday, and followed by another one, Andrew Dawson, the designated hitter today, hits third. Cameron Crawford is the cleanup hitter over at first base. Tanner Soshanek plays in right field. He'll hit fifth. Owen Adams over at second base, hitting sixth. Gavin Bailey rounds out the outfield over and left. He'll hit seventh. Cade Ashby's behind the dish, hitting eighth. And Camden Heinold occupies shortstop. He's the 9-hitter today. Starting pitcher for the Ground Sloths is Gabe Sanders.
A pitching matchup between 2 guys that haven't had the start of the summer they would have liked. Braden Deverman sitting just under a 9 ERA, making his 3rd start of the summer. He'll take the hill for the Bobcats. Sanders, a few ticks over 5 ERA. He'll make his 4th start and 5th appearance.
Important for Sanders today, leads the Ground Sloths in strikeouts with 17. You're going to have to rely on some good pitches, get the chase, and dot some pitches to take down a hard Bobcats lineup to face.
This Bobcats team has proven adept at starting quickly. Part of their run to the pole position in the KCL has been those fast starts, but last night the Flamingos were more than equal to it. Bobcats put across 8 runs in the first 3 innings. The Flamingos matched that. Bobcats scored 7. Mingos answered with 8. Were able to hold on all the way to victory.
For the Ground Sloths on the other side, story of the contest was not capitalizing with runners on base. They had 8 hits, but only 3 runs to show for it. The whole contest, they got those runs early on, and then had the Blue Caps where they wanted them, a 3-0 ball game until the 6th inning, when the bats finally came alive for the Blue Caps. They put up 4 runs, and the Ground Sloths walked away with the defeat. They left on 3 runners on base, bases loaded twice in that defeat in the 4th and 5th inning. Have to do better here this afternoon.
To reiterate the defense behind the right-hander Braden Deverman, Willie Hackman and Main in the outfield from left to right. Infield left to right, Schickel, Gura, Zimmerman, and Stevens. Wyatt Roof squats behind the plate. First batter of the game, Joe Clark, the center fielder, strides to the plate. He'll shake hands with our catcher tonight, Wyatt Roof, before he takes the right-hand batter's box. Umpires tonight getting set with the 2 coaches. Jeff Mazingo, balls and strikes. Mike Wise in the field. Deverman working from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch of the night. Misses upstairs with the fastball. Clark having a solid start to the summer, hitting just a few ticks below 350. Deverman, the 1-0 pitch. Bounces a fastball in, 89 miles an hour on the heater.
Deverman throws that fastball hard, but control has kind of been an issue for him. 9 walks in just under 10 innings of work.
Deverman shakes 2 signs from Roof, now comes set at the belt. Kicks and deals. Catches the inside half of the zone for a strike. Clark with bright pink batting gloves matching a pink-barreled bat. Leaves it to rest on his right shoulder. Deverman comes set. Now the 2-1. Ground ball right back up the middle past Deverman all the way into the outfield. A leadoff single for Joe Clark and the first base runner of the game.
4 fastballs there by Deverman to Clark. Finally got a strike in a 2-0 count on a fastball up and inside. Goes right back there trying to sneak another one by Clark. But this time the hitter equal to it. Doesn't try to do too much, just puts it back up the middle. And a good start for the Ground Sloths.
Second hitter of the night, Leighton Gerdes, the third baseman, digs into the right-hand side. Deverman looks over at Clark at first, now comes set at the belt. First pitch to Gerdes, bounces all the way to the backstop. Roof sheds the mask and goes to collect it, but Joe Clark will advance 90 feet into scoring position at second base.
Another fastball that just skips well away for Deverman. Nothing Roof can do behind the plate, and a costly mistake that puts Clark in scoring position with nobody out.
Gerdes just 2 RBIs so far on the campaign. Has a runner in scoring position here already in the top of the first. Deverman gives a peek to Clark at second, now comes home. Fly ball into shallow center field. Second baseman Zimmerman going back. It'll drop. Advancing to third is Joe Clark. Trouble in the outfield as that one falls in between the right fielder Maine, center fielder Hackman, and the second baseman Zimmerman, who seemed to have a beat on it. Continued to drift into the outfield, and it drops for what I believe they'll rule as a single for Leighton Gerdes.
Tricky play for Zimmerman over at second base. Maybe not one he should be making, ranged relatively deep back in the outfield there. Hackman and Maine, center and right respectively, have a better angle if they try charging in.
Andrew Dawson digs into the right side. First and third, no one away. Right on right, Deverman comes home. Catches the outside half of the zone for a strike. No score in the top of the first between the first and second place teams of the KCL. Second half of a Wednesday night doubleheader. Peek over at Gerdes at first. Deverman, the 0-1. Finds the outside corner for a strike. Starting to find a little more control on the four-seam.
Throwing a lot of four-seams early on to all 3 Ground Sloths hitters.
Braden Deverman, a long pause, a look over to first base at Gerdes. Now shakes off the sign, another look over. Deverman, the 0-2 pitch. Misses high and away with a fastball. 88 miles an hour at the letters, but well outside. Andrew Dawson, one of the hottest hitters in the KCL, hitting just under 460 on the summer. 12 RBIs, a few out there for him here. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball doesn't get down, misses head high.
First time we really seen a breaking ball from Deverman, and misses well high like you mentioned, Alex. Never had a chance. Dawson just watches it go by with no real concerns.
Gerdes, the runner at first, 3 stolen bases on the summer. Count is even at 2-2. Deverman kicks and deals. Runs high and tight with the fastball. Count runs full.
Deverman working with some caution against a dangerous hitter. Dawson, 12 RBIs. You said that, Alex. That's the most on any Ground Sloths player. A serious threat always at the plate, especially with runners on scoring position.
First and third, no one away. Full count to Andrew Dawson. Deverman comes set at the belt. The payoff pitch. Spikes it all the way to the backstop. Here comes Clark from third. He'll get in standing up. Gerdes takes a turn at second base, but decides to go no further. A walk and a wild pitch plates the first run of the game.
Fastball from Deverman that misses outside and downstairs. Nothing Roof behind the dish can do about it. Deverman just couldn't get the best grip on it, and as a result, a fastball that Dawson doesn't even ponder. Works himself a nice at-bat to get on first, and the Ground Sloths still knocking at the door, nobody out.
Roof walks Deverman all the way back to the mound. Now he'll retreat. Cameron Crawford with a bright red helmet digs into the right-hand batter's box. First and second, no one away. Ground Sloths taking the lead over the Bobcats 1-0 here in the top of the first. Cameron Crawford awaits the first pitch from Deverman. Deverman, long pause. Now here it is. Breaking ball that misses downstairs. Seen him heavily relying on the fastball. Now starting to mix in a few curveballs. First three batters of the inning all reached. Now the cleanup hitter Crawford waves his red-barreled bat. Now lays it to rest on his shoulder. Deverman a look over to second. Now to the plate. Misses on the outside half with a fastball. Crawford with 8 RBIs on the campaign. Has runners at first and second with no one away. Gura holding on second to 2-0. Runs inside with a changeup. Count goes to 3-0.
Deverman working with real caution against a dangerous top half of the order, but back-to-back walks here would not be in the cards for a successful first inning.
3-0 count to Crawford. The right-handers deal. Clips the top half of the zone for a strike. Ground Sloths lead the Bobcats 1-0 here in the top of the first. First and second, still no one away. Braden Deverman comes set at the belt. A look over to Gerdes at second. The 3-1 pitch. Popped high into the air. It'll stay in the infield. First baseman Stevens calls everyone off. He'll make the play for out number 1.
It's a nice 3-1 pitch there. High in the zone, 86 miles an hour. Gets a chase from Crawford and a huge pop-up. No problem for Stevens to come in over at first base, and got to feel good for Deverman, who finally gets an out.
One away, runners at first and third. Middle infield for the Bobcats. Gura and Zimmerman creep slightly closer to the second base bag. Tanner Suchanek digs into the right-hand side. Deverman gets his sign from Roof, comes set at the belt. Gura cheats behind Gerdes. First pitch. Misses above the zone. Suchanek steps out, now retakes the box. No real wind presence here at the Corn Crib today. American flag wrapped around the pole out in right center. Now it's Zimmerman cheating over. The 1-0. Ground ball to shortstop. Gura over to Zimmerman at second for one. A lazy ball over to Stevens at first. Not in time. Zimmerman knew he didn't have a good shot to get Suchanek, so he just lobbed it over.
Hard hit ball there by Suchanek. That forces Gura over at short to play deep in the hole. Can't charge it, especially with the problems that Gerdes, who was coming over to third, might have caused. And so, as a result, by the time he gets it over to Zimmerman, no real chance for the shortstop and just tries to make a simple throw.
Gerdes advances to third, so runners on the corners for the Ground Sloths with 2 away. Owen Adams awaits Deverman's first pitch to him. Here it is. Misses on the outside half. Owen Adams, 8 RBIs on the summer. Looking to add another tonight. Gura and Zimmerman shift away from the second base bag, the middle infielders tonight for the Bobcats. The 1-0. This is downstairs with the fastball. Suchanek, the runner at first. Gerdes, the Ground Sloth, runner at third. 2 away. Deverman behind in the count. 2-0 to Owen Adams. Set at the belt. Look over to first. Now to the plate. Runner goes. Miss in the dirt. Throw down to second base. Not in time. Tanner Suchanek steals second base. His 5th stolen base of the summer.
See that situation a lot with the runners at the corner. The base runner over at first trying to steal second because the throw down, if Ruff makes it, which he did, could potentially bring the runner over at third in to score, but Gert has no advance, and Suchanek takes the bag at second.
3-0 count to Owen Adams. Deverman set at the belt, kicks and deals. Catches the inside half of the zone for a strike. Second and third with 2 away for the Ground Sloths. 1 run already in the inning. looking to add a few more against the top-ranked Bobcats. Deverman comes set. The 3-1 pitch. This is away, a 5-pitch walk to Owen Adams, and the bases are juiced.
With the base open there after Soshnek's stolen base, you got to wonder if Deverman maybe just working a little bit more conservatively, trying to get Adams to chase something on the corners with the free base. Adams, a nice take on a pitch on the outer half for ball 4.
Bases are loaded for the left fielder. Gavin Bailey digs into the left-hand batter's box. First baseman Drew Stevens returns to deepen the hole at first base. First pitch to Bailey. Misses away with the fastball. Nice night for baseball, Oliver. Clear skies for the most part. A little bit warm, 86 degrees, especially out there on the turf. The 1-0 pitch. Fires it in on the inside half for a strike.
Also getting to that time, though, Alex, where the sun playing an effect. A lot of the fielders for the Bobcats have sunglasses on. Could cause a serious threat.
Deverman set at the belt. Bases loaded, 2 away. Peek over to second base. The 1-1 pitch. Towering pop-up into foul territory on the right-hand side. First baseman Stevens camps under it. Tails back into fair territory, but he'll make the play. Made it look tough out there, but he'll squeeze it nonetheless. So the Ground Sloths leave the bases loaded, but score 1 run in the top of the first. The Bobcats bats due up next for the bottom half of the first inning. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in normal, I'm Alex Ferencz alongside Oliver Arora. Ground Sloths put 1 run across in the top half of the first inning. We head to the bottom half of the first. First look at the Bobcats bats. Braden Main got the night off yesterday. He'll dig into the left-hand side. He'll face left-handed pitcher Gabe Sanders. Thrown 15 1/3 this summer. This is his 4th start, sitting at an ERA just a few ticks over 5. Sanders turns into his wind. Clips the outside half of the zone for a first pitch strike. Braden Main, one of the stars of the KCL so far this summer, hitting over 300. The 0-1. Check swing foul ball, a pitch in on the hands. Clipped the handle of Main's bat as he started to go around.
You almost wonder, Ground Sloths, they left the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. Felt like what could have been a huge start for them, but only walk away with 1. Bobcats, a dangerous team at the plate. Got to capitalize on that.
The 0-2 pitch. Runs away from him on the outside half. Braden Main, more than adept on the mound as well. 13 1/3 innings pitched. with a 1.57 ERA. The 1-2. Misses downstairs with a breaking ball. Gabe Sanders deploying a different strategy than his counterpart Deverman did, opting to go more with the breaking ball early on versus Deverman's try to blow it by you approach. The 2-2. Clips the outside half of the zone for strike 3.
It's a phenomenal fastball by Sanders there, main in the box. Knew it right away, didn't even try to contest the call. Up and away, a beautiful pitch. That's really all you can say for Sanders to start his afternoon.
Digging in the second hitter of the night, Caleb Hackman enters the right-hand batter's box. First offer from Sanders. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball on the inside half. Hackman got the night off last night as well. Starting to put together the pieces why the Bobcats weren't able to win. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. When your first 3 hitters all get the night off, Oliver, it makes it a tougher task. Sanders, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the first inning for Gabe Sanders.
He looks good, doesn't he, Alex? Talked about before the game, 17 strikeouts. That leads the Ground Sloths, and against a dangerous Bobcats lineup, Sanders showing no nerves at all, going right at these hitters. And so far, through 2 batters, it's paid off.
2 away, bases are empty. Ground Sloths lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. 3-hitter Drew Stevens for the Bobcats, first offer. This is on the outside half with a fastball. Gabe Sanders, in his 4th start of the summer, 5th appearance, entered with 17 strikeouts, has 2 more. The 1-0. Line drive to shortstop. He falls over. Heinold was looking straight into the sun. The ball rolls all the way to the wall. Drew Stevens takes a turn over to second base. A line drive directly at the shortstop Heinold that he fell over to avoid the ball.
Heinold over at short, not wearing sunglasses. And on the left side of the field, every night here at the Corn Crib, the sun plays a big factor. So a ball smoked at 101 by Drew Stevens. Heinold maybe makes a business decision, gets out of the way, and right away look at his dugout, saying, I couldn't see it. But Drew Stevens gets some reward for his hard-hit ball, now on second base.
Max Willie digs into the left-hand side. 2 away, runner on second. First pitch from the stretch. Misses on the inside half. A move from Camden Heinold, reminiscent of dodgeball more than baseball, getting out of the way of it. Sanders takes a peek over to second base. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses below the zone. Lights on at the Corn Crib, but the sun, as evidence, still having plenty of an effect. Sanders set at the belt. The 2-0. Fires it in on the outside half for a strike. Ground Sloths lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Bobcats hoping to answer. 2 away, runner on second is Stevens. Max Willie awaits the 2-1 pitch. Sanders comes to the plate. Pours in a fastball in the bottom half of the zone for a strike. Count goes even to 2-2.
Stevens over at second base, pretty complacent where he is. Not the biggest leadoff, and then even when Sanders looks back, take a couple steps more towards the base.
Camden Heinold holding him on at second base. The 2-2. Ground ball to the right side. Adams charges it from second base. A flip over to first in time. Gabe Sanders works around a 2-out double from Drew Stevens to keep the Bobcats scoreless in the bottom of the first. After 1 here at the Corn Crib, Ground Sloths 1, Bobcats 0. Head to the second inning. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in normal for the top of the second inning. Ground Sloths scored a run in the top of the first. Were able to hold the Bobcats scoreless to maintain a 1-0 lead. 8-9-1 due up for the Ground Sloths lineup. Braden Deverman left the bases stranded but gave up a run on the mound. He's back for his second inning of work. The right-hander's first offer. Foul ball on the left-hand side. Cade Ashby, the catcher tonight, hitting from the right-hand side. Hitting .219 on the summer. Behind in the count, 0-1. Deverman shakes a few signs, now comes set at the belt. Here it comes. Breaking ball misses well above the zone. Huge disparity, Oliver, between his fastball and his breaking ball. 73 miles an hour on the curve. Gets up to around 88 on the fastball. The 1-1 pitch. Started to go around it. Ashby holds back on a ball that missed upstairs. No check to our field umpire. Deverman set at the belt. The 2-1. Runs inside, nearly clips Ashby. Ashby, a bright green towel sitting in his back pocket. Uses it more so when he's catching. The 3-1 pitch. Misses away, a 5-pitch walk to start the second inning.
Not what Braden Deverman was looking for. Similar to start this contest with the 1 through 4 hitters, really struggled. Single walk and then able to get Crawford on a pop-up. And that's where he finally started to settle in. Looked better as the inning went on, but not a good start here in the second.
9-hitter Camden Heinold digs into the right-hand side. Deverman looks over to first, now comes home. Runs in and hits Camden Heinold in the back. It'll be first and second for the Ground Sloths with no one away.
Two-seam fastball that Deverman's been throwing this afternoon just runs in and clips Heinold right there next to the back, in between the shoulder maybe. And that's two quick base runners conceded by Deverman that are pretty avoidable. So that's going to bring Ashby out, or Ruff, try and just talk to his pitcher.
Ground Sloths lineup will turn over for the first time here in the second inning. Joe Clark back to the right-hand batter's box after scoring and singling and coming around to score in the first inning. The lone run of the ball game. First and second, no one away. Ground Sloths threatening to add on to their 1-0 advantage. First pitch to Clark. Catches the outside half of the zone for a strike. Clark, 5 RBIs so far on the summer. Love to add on his tally and try to deepen the wound against the first place Bobcats. Deverman, the 0-1. Spikes it in, a good stop from Roof to keep that one from heading to the backstop. Cade Ashby, the runner on second, reached on a walk to start the second inning. Camden Heinold at first earned it a little bit tougher. Hit by pitch straight in the middle of the back. Deverman, long pause. Peek over at second base. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball runs away from him off the glove of Roof all the way to the backstop. Both runners will advance 90 feet. Ashby to third, Heinold to second. The Ground Sloths are in business with no one out here in the top of the second.
Breaking ball, one that maybe Ruff should have gotten. Costly pass ball that puts 2 runners in scoring position, and Joe Clark now with a serious chance to tack on some more runs.
The leadoff hitter sporting pink batting gloves and a pink barreled bat. Bobcats defense comes in. All of the infielders playing on the lip of the infield turf. The 2-1. Ground ball to short. Gura backhanded, looks the runner back over to first. Throw is offline. Takes Stevens off the bag. He's able to keep it in front of him to hold the runner Ashby at third. But Joe Clark will reach on a throwing error by Anthony Gura, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the second inning.
Gura does the first part just as textbook, if you will. Backhanded stop the other way, and then fires over a hard toss, but sails wide. Stevens makes the correct decision to get the ball first rather than try and stay on the base. But for Deverman, bases now move loaded.
Bases juiced for Leighton Gerdes. Middle infield goes back, corners stay in. First pitch to Gerdes. Ground ball to third. Throw goes home. This one's offline, off the glove of Roof. Ashby comes in to score. Here comes Heinold. He'll score standing up. Clark takes a big turn around third. He'll stay right there. So back-to-back errors. See 2 runs come in for the Ground Sloths. They extend their lead 3-0.
And that's the inning right there for the Bobcats. Deverman did everything right, back-to-back ground balls that his infield just couldn't give him any help on. Schickel has more time than he thinks and instead just tries to hurry it up to Ruff and misses well offline. So costly mistakes have the Bobcats trailing 3-0.
Jake Wegner comes out for the first mound visit of the day. Braden Deverman's second inning has not gone to plan at all. Started off with a walk and hit by pitch to Cade Ashby and Camden Heinold. Joe Clark, a soft ground ball to shortstop. Gura looked the runners back through to first, was offline. He reached on the error, so the bases were loaded. Leighton Gerdes hit another soft ground ball, this time to the third baseman Schickel. He went home looking for the force out. That one offline as well. 2 runs come in to score, Ashby and Heinold. Gerdes reaches first. Clark goes all the way around to third. So with no one out here in the top of the second, Ground Sloths extend their lead to 3-0 over the Bobcats and have first and third. The 3-hitter Andrew Dawson walked in the first inning. He'll stride back into the right-hand batter's box, looking to extend this Ground Sloths lead. Deverman, after the mound visit, peeks over at Gerdes at first, now comes set at the belt. To the plate, Gerdes takes off. Ground ball slapped foul down the right-hand side. Gerdes sliding into second base, will have to retreat back to the 90 feet to first. He's unaware of it. Now finally he gets some help on that. Just 2 hits, leading to 3 runs for the Ground Sloths. Still no one out here in the top of the second inning. Deverman comes set at the belt. Long pause. He'll step off the back of the rubber. Look back, Leighton Gerdes over at first base. Gerdes just 3 stolen bases on the summer, but took off on the last 0-1 pitch. Deverman bounces and comes to the plate. Ground ball through on the left-hand side. Joe Clark comes in to score. The shortstop, Anthony Gura, was racing over to cover the second base bag as Leighton Gerdes took off, opening a huge hole in between Gura and the third baseman Schickel. And Andrew Dawson finds it beautifully on the ground, scoring the 4th run of the game, the 3rd run in this inning. Ground Sloths lead 4-0 over the Bobcats.
That's about as well executed as a hit and run as you're going to see, but Dawson put it in a perfect spot regardless.
Cameron Crawford into the right-hand side. Cleanup hitter tonight. First and second, no one away. First pitch, line drive into right field. Braden Main into the gap. It's over his head. It'll go all the way to the wall. Runners get the wave from third. In comes Gerdes. Dawson right behind him. Now the throw comes in. It'll hold Cameron Crawford at second base. A 2 RBI double for the first baseman.
The floodgates starting to open here. The Ground Sloths still yet to record an out. Everybody has reached base and 4 runs scored. Main over there in right field doesn't take a good route to the line drive. Comes straight across and then has to try and jump to make up for it. Unable to do so. So Crawford is in safely at second.
Tanner Suchanek, the right fielder, digs into the right-hand batter's box. Braden Deverman has to be shell-shocked. The 7th hitter he's faced, still nobody out in the top of the second. First pitch to Suchanek. Misses the zone on the inside half. Oliver, the Ground Sloths saw what the Flamingos did to the Blue Caps in the first game of the KCL doubleheader, a 17-0 thrashing. They thought, why not us? 6-0 here in the second inning. The 1-0. Pop up into the seats on the right-hand side. Cornbelter's shortstop, Tyler Thompson, had a look at it. He'll go and collect it. I don't think he'll be turning it in for a sweet treat, but you never know. Flips it back into the field of play. 1-1 the count to Suchanek. Grounded out to a fielder's choice in his first time up in the first inning. Back for another trip in the second. Runner at second's Cameron Crawford. The 1-1 pitch. Started to go around, does go all the way around on a breaking ball below the zone. 1-2 is the count.
You mentioned today's contest maybe 30 minutes ago that ended in a thrashing 17-0. Bobcats have an arm up and loose who maybe could come into this game sooner rather than later to prevent that.
Deverman a peek over his right shoulder. Now the 1-2. Misses upstairs with the fastball. Suchanek hitting just a few ticks under 300 on the summer. 9 RBIs, looking to add another. Drive in Cameron Crawford out at second base. Second baseman Zimmerman holding him on. A few taps on the glove, now he retreats. The 2-2. Towering pop-up. Second baseman Zimmerman has a read on it. He'll make the play for out number 1. The 7th batter, finally the first out of the top of the second inning.
And Suchanek not happy with it. Kept his bat while he ran down the line, and when Zimmerman was able to make the catch, kind of just smacked it on the ground. A good pitch by Deverman, a slider away that gets Suchanek a chase, one that I'm sure he would like back.
Owen Adams in on the right-hand side. One away, runner at second. Ground Sloths already plated 5 in this frame. They lead 6-0 here in the top of the second inning. First pitch to Adams. Misses away with the fastball. Shadow lines starting to form on the field here at the Corn Crib as the sun continues to set. Line dividing the infield and the outfield right about the second base bag. Deverman, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. The ball kicks away from Roof off his glove. Cameron Crawford will advance the 90 feet to third base.
Interesting play there. Got a swing and a miss, but Roof not able to glove the fastball. A costly pass ball, and so that moves Crawford 90 feet. That could come back to bite the Bobcats and put an even bigger dent into this contest.
Owen Adams walked back in the first inning. Now the Bobcats infield comes in. The 1-1. Fouled away straight back. Last time the Bobcats infield came in, it worked to how they drew it up. A ground ball kept in the infield. They went home to get the force out. Only issue, the execution led to an error and a few runs coming in. Hoping for a better result here, the 1-2. Strike 3 looking. A breaking ball drops right into the zone and freezes Owen Adams. Back-to-back outs for Braden Deverman.
Huge breaking ball on the upper half of the zone. A relief surely for the Bobcats, now 1 out away of getting out of this, and puts more pressure on Bailey at the plate because probably needs a hit now to score that runner over at third.
Runner at third, 2 away for Bailey. First pitch, poured into the zone for a strike. Bailey popped out to the first baseman in his first trip to the plate. Bobcats defense goes back to their normal positions. The 0-1. Misses high and away with a fastball. The 9th batter of the inning to reach the plate for the Ground Sloths. Deverman set at the belt. The 1-1 pitch. Spikes it. Nearly got away from Roof. Cameron Crawford over at third base. Took a big secondary, hoping to come in on a pass ball. Roof able to keep it in front of him. Now Bailey steps out a few practice swings. Now retakes the left-hand batter's box. Deverman set at the belt. The right-hander's deal. This is downstairs. Count goes to 3-1. Wind still not having a real impact at the Corn Crib. American flag sits still. The 2-1 pitch. This is away. A 5-pitch walk to Gavin Bailey.
Deverman looked solid on the strikeout and the pop-up. Back-to-back outs. You thought maybe he would have gotten into his groove and gotten Bobcats out of the inning, but instead a 5-pitch walk to Gavin Bailey. So the Ground Sloths can continue to tack on.
Cade Ashby sheds his catcher's legs, heads to the plate for his second at-bat of the inning. Digs into the right-hand side with runners at first and third and 2 away. Deverman comes home. Flied foul into the seats on the right-hand side. 5 runs already in the top of the second inning. Ground Sloths lead the Bobcats 6-0 on just 4 hits, helped out by 2 errors from the green and orange. 0-1 count to Ashby. Walk to start the frame. Came around to score. Runner takes off. Throw to second. Gets away from him. Runner in to score from third base. Cameron Crawford. Gavin Bailey, the runner at first, took off, expecting Deverman to just let him have second base. Deverman was able to step off and throw to the second baseman, Zimmerman, who was covering the bag. Again, Oliver, the execution lets him down. Runner comes in to score, and Bailey advances to second base. The 0-1 pitch to Ashby. Grounded foul down the right-hand side.
Deverman has no one to blame there but himself. Really had Bailey dead to rights. Stepped off, and Bailey was maybe 60% of the way to second. So all he has to do is just loop one over to Zimmerman covering the bag, but instead spikes one in the dirt.
2 away, runner on second. Deverman can get out of a nightmare inning with one pitch. The 0-2. Misses away with the fastball. 90 miles an hour, his fastest pitch of the night, digging deep to try and get out of this inning to forget. 5 runs already in, 1 still in scoring position, Gavin Bailey. Cade Ashby retakes the box. A fully Silverwood bat. Waits the 1-2 from Deverman. The righty swivels at the chest and fires. Breaking ball loops well above the zone. Count goes even to 2-2. Deverman collects his thoughts, steps off the back of the rubber. Now retakes the mound. Gavin Bailey, the runner at second base, using his left hand to shield the sun. Deverman peeks over his right shoulder at Bailey. Now the 2-2. Runs high and tight, misses on the inside half.
If Deverman not able to retire Ashby, you got to wonder, Bobcats had an arm up and moving, has now stopped throwing. So some trust in Deverman to finish the inning, or is this his last batter regardless?
Jake Wagner just gave a nod down to the bullpen. Bailey takes off for third, the payoff pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Gura able to field it, throw over to first base in time. 10 batters reach the plate. 6 come around to score. Ground Sloths lead the Bobcats 7-0 through 1.5. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Bobcats bats due up next. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in Normal for the bottom of the second inning. It's been a tale of 2 teams that have had extremely different fortunes in tonight's contest. Ground Sloths have plated 7 runs through 2 trips to the plate. In their first trip to the plate for the Bobcats, Gabe Sanders retired the green and orange after just 4 batters. First pitch of the second inning. Misses high and away. Sam Mitri, the designated hitter, hitting from the right-hand side. Slides back to the 5-hole after hitting third last night. Few notable absentees. The 1-0. Misses below the zone. A called strike.
Haven't really seen much of Sanders today. It was a quick bottom of the first, and then both innings for the Ground Sloths at the plate were really long.
1-1 ground ball into foul territory on the right-hand side. Crawford, the first baseman, nabs it, but he'll flip it into the dugout. Sam Mitri raised his average with an impressive night last night. Mitri 1 for 2 with a pair of walks, a long double that cleared the bases. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gabe Sanders had a long break in the dugout as the Ground Sloths scored 6, right back to his form from the first frame.
Sometimes that can mess with the pitcher. A lot of time in the dugout to think and just get unloose, coming into this game. Was getting warm, had a productive first inning, but then didn't throw a pitch for a good 20, 30 minutes. Not for Sanders. Complete control.
Sanders, his third strikeout of the evening already. He faces the shortstop Anthony Gura. First offer, misses away with the fastball. 2 arms up and moving in the Bobcats bullpen. Have to assume Braden Deverman's night is done. The 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back. Gura hitting just under 300 on the summer.
One of those arms getting up and moving for the Bobcats is a position player. Brady Hart plays outfield and third, yet to record an inning in the KCL this summer.
The 1-1. Fouled away on the right-hand side. On deck, Jake Zimmerman had to get out of the way. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Ground Sloths lead the Bobcats 7-0, green and orange, hoping to cut into this lead and maintain their pole position. Top of the KCL, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs to start the bottom of the second inning for Gabe Sanders.
Innings have really been polar opposite. On one hand, the Ground Sloths hit through the entire order. Everybody is joining the party, but on the other end, the party is for one. Gabe Sanders been absolutely dealing through 6 batters.
Jake Zimmerman digs into the right-hand side, making his first at-bat of the evening. First pitch from Sanders. Flied foul into the seats. Yeah, it's a party in the Ground Sloths dugout, as you mentioned, Oliver. Bobcats, what's the opposite of a party? They're in school.
Yeah.
Gabe Sanders is the teacher. 2 away, no one on. The 0-1. Misses on the outside half. Zimmerman just 7 strikeouts on the summer, hoping to avoid being the third victim of this frame. The 1-1. Fouled down the left-hand side. Gabe Sanders on the flip side entered tonight with 17 Ks, has added 4 more already through the first 2 innings, and he's not done yet. Ahead 1-2 on Jake Zimmerman.
He's also doing it against the Bobcats lineup that's probably been the best in the entire KCL, but you wouldn't know the way that Sanders has been absolutely toying with all of these Bobcats hitters.
Gabe Sanders has been in complete control of the top-ranked Bobcats. 4 strikeouts through 6 batters. 2 away, no one on. The 1-2 pitch to Zimmerman. Misses away on the outside half. Bobcats defense playing straight up. Middle infield playing on the lip of the infield turf where it meets the outfield. Sanders, 2 away, no one on. Turns into his wind. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gabe Sanders strikes out the side in the second inning. Ground Sloths lead 7-0 over the Bobcats. As we head to the third inning here at the Corn Crib, you're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in normal after a disaster start to the evening for the Bobcats. They trail the Ground Sloths 7-0 as we head to the top of the third. Ground Sloths back to the plate. A new arm on the mound. Number 3, Brady Hart, a position player, Oliver. Rare in the KCL to see a guy make his first appearance this late into the summer.
Also, this early into a game, only the third inning.
Camden Heinold, the shortstop, will start things off. First pitch. Ground ball foul down the left-hand side. 66 miles an hour on the breaking ball.
From a perspective of the Bobcats, you got to wonder if this is maybe strategic. They have a 4.5 game lead on the Sloths, and playoffs are coming up.
The 0-1 line drive into center field and down. Hackman going to his left. He'll make the play. Going to second is Heinold. He'll slide in safely. Hackman fielded that like it was a routine single, but Heinold took a big turn and hustled to second for extra bases.
Only 63 miles an hour. It was looped in by Hart, and sometimes as a hitter, you're not getting the power from one end. It may be hard, but at the plate, Heinold able to just poke one out there and hustles into a double.
Pitch 63 miles an hour. Brady Hart throws exactly how you would expect a position player thrown onto the mound to pitch. Similar to his throwing motion. First pitch to Joe Clark is fouled into the seats.
It's got good movement, though, the breaking ball. It kind of looks, you mentioned how a position player, I think if you played MLB The Show ever and you think of how position players throw in that game, it looks pretty similar.
Runner on second, no one away. Joe Clark digs into the right-hand box again, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That one 80 miles an hour from Hart. I was starting to think that perhaps the eephus we were seeing from Hart was his traditional fastball. That time he turns on the jets and blows it by Clark. Clark has scored 2 runs tonight already. The 0-2. Breaking ball tails away. Clark able to hold back.
First time we've seen that fastball. Goes back to maybe what we would call an eephus or a slider there. I'm curious how often he's going to try and work that in.
Hart comes set, a peek at second base. Now the 1-2 home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brady Hart, the first strikeout of his KCL career, comes at the hands of a hot Joe Clark. Trying his luck now will be third baseman Leighton Gerdes. The Bobcats yet to get Gerdes out. Singled in the first inning, was stranded at third. Reached on an error in the second frame. Came all the way around to score. Gets a third try in as many innings. Runner on second with 1 away. Hart's first pitch to Gerdes. Taking off for third is Heinold. Throw down, not in time.
Good jump there by Heinold over at second, but Roof, a beautiful throw, and Schickel doesn't have to do much work with the tag. It was applied almost instantly, but because of the jump Heinold got, able to slide in safely.
Pitch was a strike. Hart, a look over to third base at Heinold, now comes home. Soft ground ball. It'll tail down the third base line. An intelligent play from Schickel, the third baseman, to let it drift all the way foul. A slow chopper that just tailed away before the third base bag.
Even if he maybe could have gotten the out at first, which would have been a really tough play, it also prevents Heinold from coming in to score, so Schickel, a calm and smart play from the third baseman.
Gerdes just 2 RBIs on the summer. A third sits just 90 feet away. Camden Heinold takes his lead from third base. Ground Sloths looking to add on to a 7-0 advantage here in the top of the third inning. Brady Hart ahead 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball on the outside half. Misses off the plate. 5 hits and 7 runs for the Ground Sloths, helped out by 2 Bobcats errors. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit well out to left field. Willie goes back. It's off the wall. It'll bounce over the wall for a ground rule double from Leighton Gerdes.
We were singing the praises of Hart and how he was able to work those pitches in well for a position player, but that eephus just really hung 70 miles an hour, stayed high in the middle of the zone, and to a hitter like Gerdes, you'd be lucky to blow that one by. 98 off the bat and hops over the fence. The Ground Sloths are not done at the plate yet.
Camden Heinold comes in to score, so the Ground Sloths extend their lead to 8-0. You see that, Oliver, in the MLB when position players put out. He might fool a few hitters, but when you get to the heart of the order, they seem to figure it out and put a charge into one. 98 miles off the bat of Gerdes. Andrew Dawson will try his luck. First pitch to Dawson is fly to foul on the right side into the seats. Dawson walked in the first inning, singled, and came around to score in the second frame.
He'd be a hard out to get. Dawson, for Hart, team leader in hits and RBIs.
Designated hitter hitting from the right-hand side. Hart, the 0-1 pitch. Lined into center field. Hackman has a read on it. Going to his right. He'll make the play. Didn't have to go too far. Will rifle it in, keeping Leighton Gerdes at second base.
Not all of your good swings get rewarded. That's baseball sometimes, and that's the case for Dawson. Smoked one into center field, but Hackman doesn't have to take too far of a jump. A couple steps to his right and able to make the catch with relative ease.
Brady Hart hasn't passed the test yet. 2 away, runner on second base. The 4-hitter Cameron Crawford digs into the right-hand side. Hart a peek over his right shoulder at Gerdes, now comes home. Misses high and tight with the breaking ball. 1 run already in the top of the third, extending the Ground Sloths lead to 8-0. Brady Hart, a position player, tasked to work in the third inning after replacing the starter, Brady Deverman. The 1-0 pitch. Fired in on the inside half of the zone for a strike. A rare called strike that Hart's thrown tonight. Cotton candy skies here at the Corn Crib. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses well in front of the zone. It'll bounce in roof. Good stop sliding to his right. Home plate umpire Jeff Mazingo helps him regain his mask. He's been busy tonight, Oliver. A few trips to the backstop already. Cameron Crawford lays his bat on his shoulder, the 2-1. Towering fly ball into right field. Braden Main has a beat on it. He'll camp under it and make the play for out number 3. Brady Hart, a position player, allows just 1 run, equal to the best inning the Bobcats have had out on the mound tonight. They trail 8-0. Bobcats bats due up next for the bottom of the third. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in normal for the bottom of the third inning. Bobcats looking to cut into an 8-0 deficit to the second place Ground Sloths. Maintain their pole position regardless of the outcome tonight, but looking to avoid back-to-back losses. First batter of the third inning will be Wyatt Ruff. First pitch from Gabe Sanders. Misses below the zone. Sanders has been exceptional through his first 2 innings of work. Allowed just 1 base runner, a first inning double by Drew Stevens. The 1-0 pitch to Roof. Big swing and a miss on the inside half. And Oliver, that double came on a line drive right at the shortstop, Camden Heinold. He had to get out of the way because the sun was guarding his vision. The 1-1 pitch. Misses downstairs.
Still have to give Drew Stevens his flowers. It was a hard hit ball at Heinold. Maybe a play should have made, but would have been robbed of a hit regardless. But Sanders, besides that, has been in absolute control.
2-1 pitch. Flied into center field. Clark takes a few steps back. He'll camp under it and make the play. Out number 1 of the third inning comes via Wyatt Roof's fly out to center field. Gabe Sanders picking up where he left off.
Clark making every Little League coach out in center field scared. There was backpedaling the whole way. but finally came to stop and camped under for out number 1.
The 9-hitter Lawson Schickel making his first at-bat in the 3rd inning, trying to get something started for the Bobcats. First offer misses off the plate. 1 away, no one on. Sun continuing to set here at the corn crib. A pink hue to the sky. The 1-0. Runs inside, nearly clips Schickel. Bobcats Ground Sloths middle infield playing a few steps into the outfield. Adams and Heinold. The 2-0 pitch, fouled straight back. Schickel hitting just a few ticks over the Mendoza line this summer, sitting at 206. 10 strikeouts to just 5 walks. Sanders turns into his wind, the 2-1. Ball in the dirt. Schickel started to go around and appeal down to Mike Wise, confirms he held back. Count goes to 3-1. 1 away, no one on. 8-0 the Ground Sloths lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Corn Belters manager Billy Du Bois watches on. The 3-1. Misses upstairs. The second base runner of the night. Lawson Schickel walks. With 1 away, the Bobcats will have a base runner.
Du Bois has to like what he's seeing with Sanders on the hill, but the 9-hitter there, you have an 8-run lead. I'm kind of surprised that Sanders didn't try to attack Schickel at the plate. But what's done is done, and so that puts a runner on first with 1 out.
Lineup turns over for the first time. Braden Main digs into the left-hand batter's box. We'll see Sanders from the stretch for just the 2nd time tonight. First pitch to Main. Clips the outside half of the zone for a strike. Schickel yet to record a stolen base this summer. He takes a very short lead over at first base. Sanders takes a peek over at him. Now Ashby calls time. Catcher takes a few steps in front of the plate, now returns. Looked as though some bugs were flying in his face. A muggy night at the corn crib. Sanders. Long pause, now the 0-1 slide step. Runs inside. Ball on the inside half to Braden Main. Sanders, the southpaw, has been phenomenal. Allowed just 2 base runners, one of them Lawson Schickel over at first base. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Got him to chase the high heat. Braden Main has struck out just 7 times this summer. One of those 7 came back in the 1st inning against Gabe Sanders. The 0-2 pitch. Pop up on the left-hand side. Gerdas, the 3rd baseman, ranges into foul territory and makes the play. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Good fastball by Sanders, well high in the zone, but gets Main to chase in a protection mode 0-2 count. Sanders, got to wonder, Billy Du Bois is just behind the Bobcats dugout over there, joined by 2 All-Stars for the Corn Belters and Tyler Thompson, Nolan McCrossan. Got to be watching, taking some notes.
First pitch to Caleb Hackman. Big swing and a miss at a fastball downstairs. For all the plaudits the Bobcats have received, and rightfully so, 13-5, 8-1 when they're the home team, the Ground Sloths seem to have their number. Sanders, here's the 0-1. Fouled away. Ground Sloths beat the Bobcats 7-3 in their first meeting, then took them down 10-4 the next time they saw them. The most recent matchup, Bobcats squeaked out a win 6-5 back on July 8th. Just 3 matchups, as one more on Father's Day was canceled due to rain. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner on first. The 0-2. Flied foul into the seats. Ground Sloths in complete control again tonight. Lead 8-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Looking to complete back-to-back slaughters in tonight's KCL after the Blue Caps took down the Flamingos. The Flamingos took down the Blue Caps 17-0 in the first half of the doubleheader. The 0-2 slide step. Misses upstairs with the fastball. Oliver, the run rule, as many KCL diehards will already know. 10 runs after 5 innings. Bobcats, the home team, we'd have to complete 5 full frames. The 1-2 pitch. Flied into right field. Soshenek goes after it. He'll tail away into the seats. Caleb Hackman stays alive. Struck out in the 1st inning to Gabe Sanders. Just his 12th strikeout of the summer, Hackman. Took the night off and potentially has thrown the Bobcats off their rhythm. Some of their star players not looking quite so. Long pause from Sanders. The 1-2. Ground ball on the left side. Gerdes fields it, throws from the chest over to first base in time. Bobcats held scoreless for the third consecutive frame. The highest scoring team in the KCL can't seem to figure out Gabe Sanders. 8-0 after 3. We head to the top of the fourth. Ground Sloths bats due up next. You're listening to Alex Ferencz and Oliver Arora on KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Back in normal for the top of the fourth inning. Ground Sloths looking to add on to their 8-0 advantage over the first place Bobcats. 5-hitter Tanner Sochanek digs into the right side. First pitch. Catches the outside half for a strike. Brady Hart, a position player, back for his second inning of work for the Bobcats. Did quite all right for himself. The 0-1 is flied foul into the seats. First baseman Stevens going over, giving it a good chase. He'll make the play. A long run for the first baseman, a ball that looked like it was destined for the concourse. Hangs up in the air, and it be made by Drew Stevens. What a play.
I didn't realize Willie Mays played first base for the Bobcats. That's how that play looked by Stevens. Was tracking back the whole way and just looked up, had his glove stretched out, and the ball fell right there. Nice job by the first baseman.
Helps out his pitcher. Owen Adams digs into the right-hand side. Brady Hart working quickly. The first pitch, grounded foul down the right-hand side. Hart gave up one run in the third frame, but that's equal to the best inning the starter, Braden Deverman, offered. Allowed 6 in his worst of his 2 frames. Hart, the 0-1. Big swing and a miss on the inside fastball. Owen Adams 0 for 1 walked in the first inning and struck out looking in the second frame. Hart, the 0-2. Breaking ball clipped foul down the first base side. Adams, just his 4th strikeout of the summer. Not one of these Ground Sloths that's played every day, making just his 6th start of the summer. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. No one on base, one away here in the top of the 4th. Ground Sloths looking to add on to their 8-0 lead over the Bobcats and try to push this into Mercy Rule territory. Brady Hart looking to keep the lead as is, get the Bobcats bats back up to the plate, try and starve off this defeat. Hart shakes off a sign from Roof, now turns into his wind. Soft ground ball to short. Gura able to field it cleanly over to first base in time. Good stretch from Stevens at first to get Owen Adams, who is hustling down the line.
Nice play by Gura over at short. A tough throw to make, but Brady Hart continues to pitch well. Sometimes as a position player, it's trickier for hitters to try and time you up and know what's coming. And Hart not striking a lot of guys out, but doing a good job of making Ground Sloths batters put it into play and getting outs.
First pitch to Gavin Bailey. Misses on the outside half. Gavin Bailey popped out to the first baseman in the first inning, walked but was stranded at second base in the second frame. Hart, the 1-0. Catches the outside half of the zone for a strike. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops just outside the zone. 2-1 the count to Bailey. Hart steps behind the rubber. Now retakes the mound. Long windup, here it is. Flied into left field. Willie takes a few steps back. Little karaoke, but he'll make the play for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Ground Sloths. He may be a position player, Brady Hart, but he's doing a pretty fine job pitching tonight. 8-0 the Ground Sloths lead. Bobcats bats due up next for the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube.
Gabe Sanders for the Ground Sloths with a beautiful outing. Goes 3 scoreless innings, gives up only 1 run, but in an 8-0 ball game, his day is done. The right-hander Colin Burns gets set on the hill. First batter he faces is the right-hander Drew Stevens, first offer. Fastball at the knees for strike 1. 87 miles an hour from Burns. Deep breath on the hill. Brings the glove to his face, fires home. 0-1 breaking ball misses inside. Stevens has to get out of the way, but does so. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground Sloths middle infield plays just on the outfield turf. 1-1. Fastball inside. Stevens once again has to duck out of the way. It's 2-1 the count.
Stevens, the only Bobcat to get a hit so far tonight. Line drive right at Camden Heinold, but it was hit hard. 1-1 off the bat.
2-1. Fastball hit over to third, and it gets through the hole. Stevens will stay at first. 2 for 2 on the evening, and he's aboard in the top of the fourth, excuse me.
Colin Burns proving that these Bobcats hitters are human. Gabe Sanders made them look a little more like robots, sending them down one after another.
So with one on and nobody out, Max Willie digs in from the left side. First pitch. Willie fouls a fastball off for strike 1. Grounded out to second to end the top of the first inning. Had Stevens on second, but couldn't do anything with it against Sanders. Burns looks over to first before coming set. 0-1. Big swing and a miss out of Willie. Breaking ball in the dirt. Makes it an 0-2 count.
He saw his name in the headlines on that swing. Maybe he knows Billy Du Bois is watching this one.
0-2 pitch. Off speed on the outside half for ball one. Middle infield now shifts closer towards the bag. We're initially on the outfield turf, but with the runner Stevens over at first. Cognizant of the double play ball. 1-2. Breaking ball, got him. 72-mile-an-hour curveball retires Willie via the swing. And so Burns has his first out of the afternoon in the fourth inning. Sam Mitri, the designated hitter today, now at the plate. One who fell victim of the strikeout, many for the Bobcats. First pitch. Fastball right down the middle for strike one. Defensive changes for the Ground Sloths. Logan Rosenthal comes in for Joe Clark over at center. And Josh Bass relieves Ashby behind the dish. 0-1. Runner takes off. Pitch is hit right back to Burns, but can't field it. Trickles over to second, where Adams tosses over to first in time for out number 2. On the play, Stevens moves over to second.
So they won't get the lead runner, but still able to get an out, and now there's 2 away. A good adjustment on a ball that was hit into this very shallow second base, I guess you would call it. No man's land between the pitcher and the infielders.
With 2 down and a runner on second base, Anthony Gura tries to extend the inning and give the Bobcats their first run of the contest. First pitch to Gura. Fastball that gets him square on the left shoulder. Hit by pitch, and his 8th of the summer for Anthony Gura puts him aboard.
Not afraid to wear one at all. 8 hit by pitches. That leads the KCL.
2 runners aboard now for the Bobcats. It's Stevens over at second, Gura over at first. Another right-handed hitter, and Jake Zimmerman digs in. Burns looks over to second, fires home. First pitch fastball misses downstairs for ball one. The light's starting to play more of a factor here at the Corn Crib as the sun begins to fully set. 1-0 pitch. Fastball in the zone, chopped over to Adams, who takes a hop at second, but tosses over to first for out number 3. The Bobcats had something going there to try and score their first run of the contest, but they're unable to do so. The Ground Sloths, with up an 8-0 lead, try to get 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning to put themselves in mercy territory. Don't go anywhere. Brady Hart is out there for his 3rd inning of work. The position player tries to keep this contest just where it is, an 8-0 deficit. Josh Bass tries to extend it. Reminder, the mercy rule is 10 runs after 5 innings, so the Ground Sloths can pose a threat. First pitch to Bass. Towering pop-up. That'll go into shallow left field. Willie gives chase and comes in. Makes the catch on his knees for out number 1.
Play reminded me, Oliver, a little bit of dude perfect softball stereotypes. There's a guy who always tries to get the
ESPN.
top 10 best plays on SportsCenter. That one, a fairly easy play by the looks of it. Max Willie, a diving catch.
Camden Heinold now ready to go. Having himself a good day. First pitch to Heinold. Fastball hit hard and through the hole. Just past the diving Schickel over at third. Continues to stay hot, 2 for 2. Reached base on all 3 plate appearances, and he's aboard with 1 down.
Another pinch hitter, a defensive replacement making his first appearance. Logan Rosenthal from the left-hand side.
Relieves Joe Clark, leadoff hitter. Rosenthal, the left-hander. First pitch. Runner takes off. Pitch is in for a strike. Throw down to second. Not in time. Heinold able to steal his 9th bag of the summer. Puts him in scoring position.
One of the downsides to throwing a position player, they're not quite as adept at presence of the base runners. So able to get a great jump on Brady Hart.
0-1. Rosenthal hits one high. Willie over in left field. Got to hurry, and the ball skips in front of him. No advance over at third. Heinold stays there, but then the ball gets away from rough behind the plate, and Heinold's going to come around to score. On all that action, Rosenthal moves over to third. And so now the Ground Sloths have the potential winning run 90 feet away.
A bloop single turns into a Little League triple. On a throwing error from the left fielder, Willie. Heads up base running by the Ground Sloths, though, to give them their flowers.
Ground Sloths starting to figure out Brady Hart, the position player on the mound. And Leighton Gerdes has the opportunity to bring home the 10th run of the contest. Bobcats, to counter that, will bring the infield in. First pitch. Hart fires in a fastball in the outer half for strike 1.
Leighton Gerdes was one of the few guys to figure out Brady Hart entering this inning. Hit a double back in the 3rd inning.
Hart high set at the chest, 0-1. Slider misses downstairs and away. Levels the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hart steps back on the mound. 1-1. Fastball at the belt is hit sky high, will stay in the infield. And the first baseman, Drew Stevens, makes the catch for out number 2.
Pop-up from Leighton Gerdes probably went further up in the air than it did out into the field. Good play from Stevens to stick with it and corral it for out number 2.
Hart tries to get the Bobcats back up to the plate in a situation where they're not at the threat of the mercy rule. Aiden Nieves, a pinch hitter, tries to do the opposite. First pitch fastball misses outside for ball 1. Nieves pinch hitting for Andrew Dawson, who went 1 for 2 with the walk. 1-0. Nieves chops one over to third. Schickel fields, takes his time, and throws over to first for out number 3. Ground Sloths had 2 opportunities at bringing home the 10th run of the night, but instead, this contest will stay 9-0. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bobcats still search for their first run. Welcome back to the bottom of the fifth inning. 9-0 the score. Ground Sloths in complete control of this game. And the second baseman, Owen Adams, moves to the hill to try and get another scoreless frame. Aiden Nieves pinch hit for Andrew Dawson, the designated hitter. He moves over to second base in his place. Wyatt Roof, the catcher, gets ready to hit for a second time tonight. First pitch. Breaking ball. Got a swing and a miss out of Roof for strike one.
A matchup of position players, not something you see too often or ever in the KCL.
0-1 fastball at 88 miles an hour. Can't clip the outside corner to make it 1-1. Adams working for the windup. 1-1. Slider misses low and away. 71 miles an hour. Makes it a 2-1 count.
And it goes one of two ways, right, Oliver? When you throw a position player, you either have what Brady Hart turned in.
2-1 fastball misses away once more. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Like in Hart's outing to that of Cinderella's carriage, or you have the when the clock strikes midnight, the pumpkin.
3-1 fastball gets a cut and a miss out of Roof to make it a full count. Although, counterpoint, I believe Owen Adams has pitched before. He has. Thrown 2 innings, so a little bit different of a situation. Full count pitch. Slider misses well away and in the dirt for ball 4. Leadoff man is aboard via the walk. Only the second walk Owen Adams has given up this summer. Brings up the 9-hitter, Lawson Schickel.
It's not something you see too often in college ball. See it more in collegiate summer ball, though, where a guy who's played the field for a few innings then takes the hill.
Schickel, ear high set, 0-1, or first pitch. Fastball outside for ball 1. Quiet day here at the Corn Crib. It's a Wednesday, near 9 p.m. local time. 1-0. Fastball hit hard to second. Nieves flips over to second for 1, on to first in time. 4-6-3 double play for the Ground Sloths, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's textbook. Nieves, in the first time called upon, flips it over to Heinold, over to Crawford in time. Oliver, you mentioned a quiet Wednesday night. I think everybody knows all the good mini golf places close at 10, so maybe not hanging around the Corn Crib to the conclusion of this doubleheader.
Someone who tries to halt the conclusion is Carter Harris, the pinch hitter, who watches a breaking ball go by high for ball 1. Harris pinch hitting for Maine in the top of the order. Will go play right field at the conclusion of this inning.
He's one of the guys who did play last night, gets his day off today, hitting up over 360.
1-0 fastball skied foul into the left field concourse.
Went 0 for 3 last night with a walk, gets the day off today, but he's called upon to try and start something here with the Bobcats staring in the face of defeat.
Trying to keep everybody away from the mini golf courses for the remainder of the night. 1-1. Slider misses low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nine 0 the score. 2-1. Fastball fired in, foul. Or rather, Harris fouls off the fastball to make it a 2-2 count. It's been a dominant showing by the Ground Sloths here tonight.
Any listeners at home wondering, bowling's open till 11, but mini golf strict cutoff.
2-2. Carter lifts one into left field, but the running Heinold is able to make the catch from shortstop out in shallow left, and so that will be the conclusion of the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2-3 go the Bobcats, and the Ground Sloths now return to the plate and try and get everybody here to go play some mini golf with a potential mercy rule. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. Alex, you know what's better than one position player pitching?
Hit me.
How about two? Sam Mitri, now on the hill for the Bobcats, was the designated hitter today, now on the mound, ready to make his first appearance pitching. First pitch to Crawford. Fastball that skied into left field. It'll be Schickel coming from third to make the catch in foul territory for out number 1.
And I get the sense, Oliver, that Bobcats manager Jake Wegner misses the old National League rules a little bit, where the pitcher got the designated hit.
9-0 the score. Back-to-back position players opted by the Bobcats. Tanner Suchanek now digs in. First offer. Mitri fires in a fastball at the knees, 82 miles an hour for strike 1.
Couple of defensive changes. Carter Harris stays in the ballgame to play right field. Deegan Eilitz replaces Caleb Hackman out in center.
Next offer. Hit hard to first, but that'll get past the outstretched arm of Stevens and into right field. Suchanek wants to. He's going to get it because Harris has some trouble with the ball out there in right field, and the throw in skips away, but only as far as Schickel over at third. So no more advance from Suchanek. It's a 1-out double.
And the position player is a cute story, right, Oliver? But I think this may be where the carriage turns into the pumpkin. That one smoked off the bat. It seems as though these Ground Sloths hitters have figured out the slow pitching and are more accustomed to it, the third or fourth time seeing it.
Owen Adams makes his second at-bat against a position player. First offer. Fastball, he chops over to short. Going to be a tough play for Gura, who fields and fires a strike over to first base for out number 2.
Well, let's not put the cart before the horse. Maybe Sam Mitri has some answers after all. He's throwing at 81 miles an hour, but putting those pitches right down the middle of the zone.
Suchanek moved over to third, now 90 feet away from giving a 10-run advantage to the Ground Sloths. Gavin Bailey, first pitch. Watches a fastball go by in the outer half for strike 1. Bailey 0 for 2 with a walk. Tries to join the hit party. 0-1. Mitri tosses a breaking ball that misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Used to in these KCL matchups, a Bobcats brigade. It's been all Ground Sloths tonight.
1-1. Fastball away, called strike. So Mitri now 1 pitch away from working a successful shutout frame. Kicks and deals, 1-2. Fastball hit hard to second. Zimmerman fields, has a bunch of time, and tosses over to Stevens for out number 3. Mitri denies the Corn Crib faithful of some early mini golf. I don't think that we are going to get it in as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. A 9-0 score. Bobcats try and get on the board.
Just one change.
Getting ready for the bottom of the sixth inning. Overheard our conversation talking about a lot of changes being made. One of them was a defensive sub, Deegan Isles, who's now at the plate, relieved of Caleb Hackman in center field. The left-hander getting ready to go. And a change on the mound as well. Mason Sauter relieves Owen Adams.
A lot of movement, but not too many changes. Will Vogel replaces Anthony Gura in the lineup. Other than that, it's just shifting around a few defensive replacements for the green and orange.
So Sauter steps on the hill, works from the windup, his first pitch. Fastball hit hard into right field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Takes one hop before Sushinek fields it and fires it in. Some life for the Bobcats, finally, courtesy of Deegan Isles.
Definitely no mini golf tonight. Everybody making sure this game starves off the mercy rule. It's been 9-0 for 3 innings now. Bobcats, why not come all the way back?
I heard the Bobcats overheard that the broadcasters wanted to go play mini golf, and so they're doing everything in their power to stop that. Drew Stevens, the next to try and do so. First pitch breaking ball, watches go by in the zone for strike one.
It's really a shame, too, Oliver, because I was discussing with our fellow broadcaster, Braden Hartman, and we agreed that Leo Romano would certainly finish last in the 4-man scramble.
0-1. Breaking ball cut and missed by Stevens quickly, an 0-2 count. Maybe losing mini golf, but on the actual golf course, I don't think that is the correct sentiment. A scratch golfer for any golf knowers out there. Isles extends his lead off by one step. 0-2 pitch. Slider skips well away behind the plate. Bass able to make the recovery. First real action for Bass behind the dish.
For those that aren't golf knowers, Oliver, what batting average would you equate to being a scratch golfer?
In the majors?
How about KCL?
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Off-speed slider. Able to fool Stevens for the first out of the inning. I would say KCL, because scratch is like, you're pretty elite. That's got to be. I'm going to look up real quick how many people what percentage of golfers in the world, are scratch. For anyone who doesn't know, scratch is shooting even par. Less than 1 to 2%. Max Willie at the plate now for the Bobcats. Watches a breaking ball go by for strike one. 1 to 2% in the KCL. Got to be similar to what Andrew Dawson's doing at like 450, his average. I'd say that's a good comparison. 0-1 to Willie. Fastball chopped over to second. Nieves flips over to second, over to first. In time. Deja vu that double play. 4-6-3. 9-0-1. Maybe we do get some mini golf in. We got an inning to go. Closes at 10, so can the Ground Sloths close up shop?
Can you be a scratch mini golfer?
Hopefully we can find out tonight. Don't go anywhere. Josh Bass gets ready to go here on the top of the seventh inning. 9:03 local time. Bass makes his second trip to the plate in the 5th inning. He flew out to left field. First pitch. Sam Mitri still out there on the mound, fires in a fastball away for ball 1. Mitri working from the windup. 1-0. Fastball misses low. Bass just watches it go by. It's a 2-ball, no-strike count. 2-0. Bass swings and fouls one off. Over by the Sweets in left field, hits the top of the roof. It's a loud noise, as we learned, Alex. Don't think anyone's in there, though. So it's a 2-1 count.
Foul ball came down on top of the press box last night.
2-1 fastball misses high and outside. 3-1 count to Josh Bass. Leo Romano, the scratch golfer, making his way up to the broadcasting booth.
And that bang that landed on top of the press box, I would liken that to an earthquake.
3-1. Bass spoils one foul. The count moves full.
I mean, my goodness, my heart sank when that thud came down. I thought we were under attack.
It's louder than anticipated. Definitely caught on a broadcast mic if fouled back into the press box. 3-2. Fastball well high and away for ball 4. Josh Bass is aboard to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Billy Du Bois, Tyler Thompson, Nolan McCrossan still here at the corn crib for the top of the 7th, despite a commanding Ground Sloths lead. 9-0 the score if you're just joining us.
Not sure they're making it to mini golf either, Oliver, as this game continues to drag on. The mercy roll potentially in effect, but it seems to be out of the question at this point.
Camden Heinel, the 9-hitter, hits one hard over to short. Nice stop by Stevens on the slide. Throw over to first base. Got him. Sports Center-esque play by Drew Stevens to keep this contest 9-0. There's one down here in the top of the 7th. Lineup flips over for Logan Rosenthal. Got off to a hot start in his first pinch hit appearance. 5th inning, he singled but could not come around to score. Rosenthal checks his swing and fouls one back for strike 1. A lot of changes on the field today, but a change in the broadcast booth. Leo Romano joins us. Leo, how's it going?
Going well, guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So now, Leo, you were sitting with Corn Belters manager, a couple of all-stars. Any fun stories you could share with the fans at home?
Oh, gosh. Don't know if I could share them, to be quite honest.
Oh,
Let's just say Billy Du Bois is not too happy that he's suspended for 4 games, and I gave him a little jab at the end as I told him that I'm leaving with his players on Saturday.
2-0 breaking ball was a fastball swing and a miss to make it 2-0, and then that pitch misses high to make it 1-2. For any Corn Belters fans unaware, Du Bois suspended for 4 games following an altercation in Clinton. 1-2. Breaking ball. Rosenthal gets a piece of it, and so does Ruff behind the plate. Count remains 1-2.
I'd add an adjective to that, Oliver, a second straight altercation in Clinton. Back-to-back times the Belters have headed on the road to Clinton. They've left with no manager.
Not the biggest fan Clinton are of the Corn Belters, but a good series every time it happens. 3-2 the Corn Belters lead in vital contests. Corn Belters head back there on the 21st. You can listen to that broadcast if you're interested on our YouTube channel right here. 2-1 pitch is slapped back to Mitri. Fields it, tosses over to first base for out number 2. The runner in Bass moves over to third as Stevens lost it on the transition.
You don't have a John Lester Yip situation when you have a position player out on the mound. He can more than well field his position and make the throw. He's used to playing in the field.
2 down. Brings up a pinch hitter. Braden Windy will replace Leighton Gerdes, who was 2 for 4. Gerdes had a nice day. 2 for 4. Reached on an error in the second, came around to score in that big inning. And then popped out in foul territory in the 5th. First pitch to Windy. Fouls one off a Ruff. Getting beat up behind the plate today. It's 0-1 count.
That's why you wear the armor, Oliver. A lot of protection for Ruff.
Leo Romano.
Boy, he always protects his players, and that's why he's suspended for 4 games. He wouldn't let out the truth about which one of his players.
0-1. breaking ball catches the outside half of the zone for strike 2. Go ahead, Leo.
Yeah, as I was saying, he wouldn't let out the name of his player that back in Clinton went into the umpire room and had a few words.
1-2. Breaking ball, Windy lifts it into shallow center field. Isles got to hurry, and he can't get there. It'll be Harris who fields it, coming from right field. Bass comes in to score. And now the Ground Sloths get the 10th run of the game. It's 10-0.
Imagine if that happened a few innings ago.
We'd be teeing off right now.
Yeah.
Du Bois, though, going back to the fiery manager who always go to bat for his players. Aiden Nieves now digs in, replaced Andrew Dawson in the 5th inning. First pitch. Runner takes off. Fastball misses the zone, and there's going to be no throw from Ruff. Braden Windy, stolen base. Talking about golf, though, we talked about mini golf. Leo Romano, scratch golfer. We said with 1 to 2% of golfers being able to do that, where would you, 1 second, 1-0. Nieves lifts one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Where would you rank if you had to say being a scratch golfer into KCL average? How would you translate that?
A KCL batting average of 465.
Okay, 1-1 pitch misses away. 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. You said 465.
Maybe a little bit lower. I think that the highest average, other than Addison Worthman's 800 average, is like 410.
2-1 fastball, swing and a miss for a strike. I compared it to Andrew Dawson, the designated hitter today for the Ground Sloths. Came in hitting 457.
I like that. Then we're on the same page here.
I think so.
I was going to go back down to 440, so it's split the difference in my two.
2-1 fastball misses upstairs. Mitri in danger of losing Nieves at the plate. It's a full count with 2 outs.
And next equation, I, myself, Alex Ferencz, am a scratch mini golfer. Where would I rank in the KCL batting average terms?
180.
Full count. Pitch is fouled off. We'll do it again.
How do you become a scratch miniature golfer? What does that entail? You're shooting around par at the mini golf course?
Traveled the world, mastered the windmill, the clown going up and down.
Those are tough holes.
Payoff pitch. Slider misses away for ball 4. Around us in the North Shore, Par King, a staple of the area. That's a place where I've gone low before. I'll never forget, 5 under through the first 7 holes. I was on course record watch, Tiger Woods-esque, but the lines were just too long. I had to leave. It was a hot summer day, and my friends were not happy, so we had to go. Think back to that day a lot. Maybe I'm above scratch.
Have you gone back to play parking?
I have not.
I would pick up on the 8th hole if I were you.
Cameron Crawford watches a fastball go by high for ball 1. 2 runners aboard. Yeah, something I got to make my way back out there. The elusive Par King course, but then you got to deal with the 18th hole, of course, which is a randomized number. 1-0 pitch from Crawford is sky high, a major league pop-up that'll go just on the outfield grass. Schickel over at third base makes the catch for out number 3. Ground Sloths do pick up that 10th run. Maybe a little too late for our mini golf game, but they can still close out the contest in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Mitri due up when we return. Just heard it echo through the corn crib. It's the final countdown, bottom of the 7th inning, 10-0 the score. And the Bobcats' own Shohei Ohtani, Sam Mitri, gets ready to hit.
More of an Anthony Rizzo, a first baseman, making a rare pitching appearance.
Sure, that also works. First pitch, Souter still on the mound. Breaking ball in the inside corner for strike one.
I still remember when Rizzo struck out Freddie Freeman.
That was
in Atlanta.
special.
That was quite the moment. Two best friends going at it.
Souter winds and fires. 0-1 breaking ball gets a big cut and miss out of Mitri, who falls behind 0-2. Yet to record a hit today, or reach base for that matter, Mitri. 0-2 with the strikeout. 0-2 pitch. Fastball, spoiled foul. Over by the right field concourse. We'll do it again. To Mitri. Mitri hits it weakly over to short. Gonna be a tough play for Heinels, who makes the throw on the run for out number one.
There's nothing quite like the sounds of a ballpark when you have a night like tonight where maybe the stands aren't quite as full and you can hear the crack of the bat, the sound of the leather.
It's a very calm day today. Calm day. Will Vogel pinch hits for Gura. In the bottom of the 7th, right-hander gets ready to go. First pitch. Vogel watches a breaking ball go by right down the middle for strike one.
Not easy to pinch hit. You've been sitting watching, legs gone a little stiff. Now you're asked, your number's called.
0-1. Fastball in the outside half. That's a dot by Mason Souter. 85 miles an hour makes it an 0-2 count.
Souter's had a good summer so far.
Thanks, Leo. 0-2. Fastball upstairs, no bite out of Vogel. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You're welcome, Oliver.
One-two pitch. Slider away, gets no chase out of Vogel, who's worked this count back to level. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
All right, wait. I got to know what you guys said about me.
I was talking about how you're a good golfer, and when we played at Wybring down the road, I was not up to my standard.
All right, I was worried it was something bad.
2-2. Slider away again. 3 straight balls has made this count full. Well, I didn't talk about my performance, but I talked about how you're a scratch golfer, and you proved it. And then we were just talking about scratch to batting average, but yeah, you got to bounce back tomorrow on the course. Full count pitch to Vogel. Here it is. Fastball that he lifts in the shallow center field. Rosenthal has no trouble, pitches a 10, and makes the catch for out number 2. Bobcats down to their final out of the afternoon.
Yes, they're trailing by 10 runs. Yes, they're down to their final
Wait, can I guess
out.
what you're going to say?
Let's not write off the Bobcats quite yet. Take it away, Oliver.
The biggest comeback in baseball history was made. A team familiar to the Corn Crib, the Clinton Lumber Kings. They didn't do it here, but they came back from down 17 runs in a game. Can the Bobcats best that total? Jake Zimmerman tries to do that. Watches the breaking ball go by for strike one.
Saw an amazing comeback today in the World Cup. England seemed to have it wrapped up, and Argentina came all the way back.
Sensitive subject. 0-1 to Zimmerman. Checks his swing. Did he go around? Field on Mike Weiss says yes. And so the Bobcats are down to their final strike of the night.
I had a teacher once tell me, what's the best way to
That was
eat an
my
elephant?
teacher. Just my teacher.
Bit by bit. Bobcats need to just chip away.
That was just my teacher. 0-2, 2 outs. 10-0 the score. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. 85-mile-an-hour pitch. Won't do it, so it's a 1-2 count.
Must be a common saying. Maybe multiple teachers have said it, Oliver.
Well, my human geo teacher, Mr. Sherwin, if you're watching, shout out you. 1-2. Slider away. Does not get the call. Ground Sloths wanted it. But the Bobcats aren't going anywhere just yet. 2-2 the count.
If Mr. Sherwin is watching currently, I will begin to eat an elephant.
I don't think Mr. Sherwin's watching. 2-2. Off speed. Got him on the outside corner.
Jeff Mozingo wants to play mini golf. I mean, my goodness. A long night at the corn crib ends on a strike 3 call. He's in the ear of the hitter right now, perhaps telling him it's been a long night.
9:20 the time here at the corn crib. 10 o'clock, mini golf closes. I don't think we're going to get it in today. But somebody who got it done, the Ground Sloths, a convincing 10-0 win against the top team in the entire KCL, powered by 8 runs through the first 3 innings, a 6-run second inning, which saw 10 batters hit for the Ground Sloths, was enough. Top to bottom display, hitting, pitching, all of it, and proves the Ground Sloths to 500 on the summer, 9-9-1. Bobcats dropped to 13-6. And for the other two, Prairie Flamingos don't get a game back after their dominant win today. They're 8-11-1, and the Blue Caps, struggling as of late, dropped to 8-12. That's the entire KCL. We're almost done here with the regular season. Crazy to think about, but we have 2 more games before we get to the playoffs.
Bobcats have clinched the first place, and we saw some of that in the last 2 games. Rested a lot of their key guys last night against the Prairie Flamingos in a loss, and tonight we saw a couple of position players take the mound. Bobcats just need to dial it back in before the playoffs, looking to go back-to-back for the first time in KCL history.
So that'll do it from us here at the Corn Crib. 10-0 the final in Game 2. A lopsided day. 2 10-run deficits. I guess this one wasn't really a mercy because it ended in 7 innings. But the first game, 17-0, a mercy rule. Game 2, the Ground Sloths take down the Bobcats 10-0 in 7 innings. So for Alex Ferencz, Leo Romano, Braden Hartman now on the headset. I've been Oliver Arora saying so long. Won't get some mini golf in tonight, but hopefully you have a better night than we do without us being on the course. Have a good one.